me very much to the Torah observant world was there was a certain formality about the marriages. People just didn't say jokes at each other's expenses in front of other people. People didn't, there was a thing where you were at your best for your spouse. I saw it in Torah marriages, the role models I had. And I like that. I like that very much. All right, so the Torah also has a system of the laws of family purity, of mikvah, where it's sort of an on-again, off-again system, where you have this sort of break away from each other and this desire to come back together again, which is practically guaranteed to keep us strong in a marriage. Because if you go to a sex therapist, right, you're having a problem in that part of your marriage, you go to a sex therapist, the first thing the sex therapist will tell you is abstinence. Now you can't touch each other. And slowly, slowly, they bring you back together. Right? So the Almighty was smart, all right? And it was one of the proofs that God wrote the Torah, because if man wrote it, he would never write this in, all right? That for half the month, he can't be with his wife. And during that time, your husband gets in touch with his feminine side, so to speak. Because he has to express love to you in ways that are not physical. All right? It's also very much a feminist mitzvah that I'm not your property. As a woman, I'm not your property. And that God himself says, no, hands off, and that's it. So many other things that I'm not going to go into details about, but something to look into in terms of keeping that part of your relationship strong. It's, again, a very, very, very important part of a marriage. Don't take it for granted, and don't take it lightly. All right? All right. Third question, different for a man than for a woman. Ready? Our 3 questions. Different for a man than for a woman. So when people come to us, I don't know, is this the right one? Is this the right one? Okay, so this is what we do. We take them apart, and this is what I say to the woman. I look into her eyes, and I say, do you respect him? And if she looks at me and says yes, without hesitating, it's it. That's it. But if she hesitates and goes, or she says yes and looks away when she says it, okay? Now, I'm not a behavioral scientist, but I know when somebody looks away when they're talking to you, they're lying, okay? They're not saying the truth. It happened to me the other day, where a woman came to me and she's engaged and she's like having doubts, and I said to her, do you respect him? And she goes, yes. And she looked away when she said it. I go, you looked away? She goes, no, I didn't. I go, yes, you did. You looked away. And I went after her. I go, is there anything about him you don't respect? And she opened up, and there was a big thing that she didn't respect and she's struggling with, and we're talking through it. Do you respect him? Why? What do we say to the guy? We say to him, will you be happy making her happy for the rest of your life? Will you get pleasure making her happy for the rest of your life? Because in general, a man needs to be respected and wants to be loved, and a woman needs to be loved and wants to be respected. You hear the difference? For a man, being respected by his wife is major. If a man could be the CEO of a major corporation and people are bowing down and scraping to him all day long. But if he comes home and his wife doesn't respect him, it's the beginning of the end. It means nothing. How do you respect your husband? So somebody very wise, her name is Sherry Wise, who lives in Toronto. Do you ever go to these weddings and Uncle Saul gets up and says, honey, right? Uncle Saul says to the bride, I'm going to give you a great piece of advice. Treat him like a king, and he'll treat you like a queen. Thank you, Uncle Saul. All right? So I heard something much better from an educator in Toronto, Sherry Wise. She said, treat him like a man that you respect, and you will become a man that you respect. I'm going to give you a basic tool with this. Basic. If you're not doing this, don't even talk to me. All right? All right. Woman's on the phone. Okay, you've been chosen, ladies. You've been chosen. Oprah Winfrey's doing an in-house camera thing in your house for some reason, okay? Now, it's time. Oprah's coming with her camera crew. How's your house look? Marvelous. How do you look? Marvelous, okay? You're on the phone with your friend. Ding dong. Oh my gosh, Oprah's here. I'll call you back. Click. Right. Oprah, everything coming. What did I get you? This one second. Okay, fine. Different scenario, okay? Different scenario. Oprah's not coming. Different scenario. You're on your phone with your friend. Your husband walks in, or boyfriend. When your husband comes home, get off the phone. your boyfriend walks in, get off the phone. And you should say, oh my gosh, my guy is here, I gotta go. Click. What message are you sending to him? You are more important than anyone else at the end of this line. And he is. 2 exceptions. Number 1, you're talking to his mother. Never hang up on your mother-in-law. You go, it's your mother. Okay? That's first exception. Second exception, if it's an emergency. What does an emergency mean? I had a week once that was. People don't realize that rabbis and rebbitzins have a life too, and I had a week where everything was hitting the fan. And people can leave messages to me in many places. On my email, on my cell phone, on my home phone, with my kids, at the office, with my husband, all right, many places. Right? That's one thing I love about Shabbos, is like, no one can leave me a message, all right? So I had a week that was. And I remember it was in Shul on Shabbos, we were in Kiddush, and a woman from our Shul came up to me and said, Lori, I called you 3 times this week, and you didn't answer my calls. And I said, honey, I had a week that unless you left me a message, my husband's having an affair, or I'm converting to Christianity, I'm not calling you back. Okay? So the next time she left me a message, she goes, okay, Lori, it's me, call me, I'm off to Mass. Okay? That's an emergency, okay? Otherwise, get off the phone. And guys, put your hands over your ears now, okay? So here's a little hint. Sometimes you're not on the phone, and your husband is about to come in. You pick up the phone, you go, oh my gosh, my husband's here, I gotta go. Okay? They love it, okay? They love it. Basic of respect. Basic. There's, so what is called man needs respect? What does a woman need? A woman needs